If you are a poor person, forgive me, I started that very poorly. If you are a person who isn't in that 6-7 figure a year type tax bracket, the stock market crashing should be the greatest thing to happen on your calendar this year. And I say that to say we were never even included in that game. There's so many concepts that I want to touch on in this video, so I'm going to hope I can get to all of them before we conclude. But the reason why America is facing all the issues that it's facing today and attempting to blame a culture war or marginalized people on creating these issues are because this day and age we're living in is a consequence of the United States not punishing anybody who was involved in 2008 financial crisis and selling out the livelihoods of everyday Americans for the pockets and legal protections of actual historical criminals that wear suits and buy out politicians that actually create laws that affect the greater workings of everyday Americans' lives. And then also siphon our taxpayer money to go bail them out when they make huge selfish mistakes that jeopardize the entirety of the country and the economy. And the only person that can save these giant, risky, selfish banks are, taxpayer money, because taxpayers actually show up to work every day and get that money and spend it and support the economy, not the rich people who make money off investing in it and really just insider trading, because that's all that shit is. So let me take this, however long this takes, 2 minutes to just tell you guys that those people that tell you they're getting rich off investing, they're just rich kids. You cannot create a career off investing in stocks. Do you know what the stock market is? Legalized gambling. It's literally sports betting if the teams were just businesses. And the only thing that matters is your ability to be in proximity to the decisions that are being made in that moment. And to have that, you have to already have money. You have to have a high profile network. You have to have things that money already buys first before you can even see success in there. It's literally like the drop shipping thing. It's literally like the cryptocurrency thing. It's the same thing with real estate. These are kids with money. Their parents have money. They have money. All they're doing is selling you this idiot story. Oh my goodness, I was down on my last $2 and I threw it on an Ethereum stock and now I became a 200 billionaire and now I'm teaching all my friends how to make money off investing in. Let me tell you a very, very funny thing that I've learned about capitalism, especially American capitalism, as I've been making my courses on my YouTube channel. The capitalist does not know how to create its own authentic value. The capitalist is the machine that goes in between the creator and the consumer and extracts as much wealth as possible by selling this illusion of facilitating that transaction between the two. So whether it be them selling you this illusion of getting rich by means of investing in stocks, betting on businesses, whether it's you getting rich off of selling human rights, whether that's access to housing, or it's them telling you that you aren't working hard enough at your 9-to-5 and you need to be doing more work for less money because you're just an ungrateful piece of shit who thinks you have way too many human rights and you shouldn't be asking at all for a labor union, because that's going to force these capitalists to be held accountable to an actual legal standard that's not one of just pounding you to fulfill their own desires. Think about these American capitalists, bro. Think about, in all this time, all the things they've taken credit for, how much value have they actually created? And in that, how much have they actually decided to share with this collective society that creates that value for them? Rather than line their own pockets, create their own empires, and now watch that empire fall, because all they've done is stolen the value from so many other people and never been able to reciprocate or reinvest that value into people who actually create culture, not just themselves and their lineages of people who colonize and corrupt cultures. Now, at this point in the video, as these sounds are going on all around me, I'm going to attempt to explain to you what the whole point of the stock market was for the colonizer capitalist, and then why this is a good thing for just everyday poor people who weren't actually able to benefit from this game that is called stock market business gambling. Forgive me, I don't know how this freaking unicorn zit got on my head either. That just showed up. Maybe because I'm angry today. But bear with the unicorn horn and we will continue to explain this little stock market theory I got going. So I saw this video of Larry Fink, the owner of Blackstone or BlackRock, one of those giant investment banks that's just hoarding up all the equity of the modern world, saying that there was a desire to put, I don't know if it was directly from him or if it was somebody in conversation with him, saying that the desire was to put as much natural value of Earth onto this stock market, whether it be this stock market we're running right now or crashing this one to put as much possible onto this digital stock market, so there's a reason to integrate this cryptocurrency. And then also, not only do these people already own the entire digital blockchain, every single thing, and this is me predicting into the future, but I'm telling you, even access to clean air and clean water for everyday people will now have some kind of monetary value. And now if you aren't subscribed to the system, making that monetary value by means of money so you can pay for these things, then you just won't have access to them. And instead of us living in a world saying like, oh my goodness, that's denying human beings human rights to meet their human needs and accommodate themselves so they can present themselves in the fullness to society. It's just a bunch of silly words to justify the rich get everything and the poor get nothing. And every single thing that you look at in this society will be registered and have some kind of monetary value to make a rich person richer and to close off a poor person from accessing the same world that they are just as entitled to accessing as that said rich person. But mind you, we're trying to consume everything onto the market, everything into this false sense of economic value that is dependent on the United States dollar. Because the only way capitalism and this economy and this stock market are able to live in the value that it gives itself is by taking all the actual infinite priceless value that comes from these, whether it's people, whether it's experiences, whether it's emotions, environments, taking all of that real value and then deciding that it is said monetary amount, because somebody who doesn't appreciate humanity or life decided that it was this monetary amount. Then we all collectively agree it's that monetary amount. And we lose all the extra appreciation for said thing because we are only limited in appreciating it to the level of its monetary value. And beyond that, the level that it can be applied to appreciate our lives in this system that is dependent on monetary transactions. Meaning things like love and dating and relationships and marriage are going to be a victim of capitalism, and we will be traumatizing each other based on attempting to meet the needs of love based on capitalism rather than meeting the needs of love based on how they serve and meet our needs as people outside of something that can be bought and sold on a market. Are you sitting here seeing how it's like it's not even us everyday people that are the problem? It's literally just the shitty, faulty-ass systems that we've been given, and the rich people who take no accountability for anything continue to make bad decisions, because when you don't consequence somebody for making a bad decision, they're prone to make even worse ones after that. And then we wonder why the world never really got any better after 2008. We were just sold a bunch of pop culture and music to make us feel like, you know what? Putting your whole entire life on layaway and racking up a whole bunch of debt because you can't afford to live today and meet your needs today, that's going to pan out well for you guys in 10, 15, 20 years when all the prices of everything are still going up and the value that we're compensating you with doesn't go up. And you're expected to somehow meet all those needs and then complexify your income and your lifestyle and everything to meet these ever-changing times of a world that's just not helping accommodate you in that process. The stock market deserves to fall, bro, and I hope all you guys rip all your money out as fast as possible and we start figuring out how we can value the things that capitalism has refused to appreciate. And maybe this world's going to start to become a better place.